Hello and welcome to our science lesson today on dinosaurs. We are going to be talking more about the difference between dinosaurs. And there were two main groups of dinosaurs. There was the herbivores and the carnivores. So we are going to talk more about the different types of traits that those dinosaurs had, like what you would notice from looking at them to try to tell if they were an herbivore or a carnivore. We're also going to discuss what those words mean. And then Mrs. Arnold has four dinosaurs for us to look at and try to decide which one they are. So, when we're talking about an herbivore or a carnivore, we're thinking about what they like to eat. So, an herbivore likes to eat plants. They're plant eaters. They don't eat any type of meat. And then we have our carnivores. Our carnivores like to eat meat. So let's think about you first. You normally eat salad and veggies and stuff like that, but you also usually eat chicken, maybe some beef, maybe some bacon, which comes from a pig. So you do eat meat as well. So in that case, we are not in either of these categories. We actually fall into a third category. But for dinosaurs, they were usually one or the other. They are either an herbivore or a carnivore. And actually, about 35% were carnivores and 65% were herbivores. So most of the dinosaurs that were alive were actual plant eaters. They were not the ones that ate each other, which kind of makes sense. If you think about the animals that we have left around, most of the animals are plant eaters. We do have some carnivores like foxes, usually eat smaller animals, stuff like that. But we have a lot more like rabbits and squirrels that like to eat plants. So it kind of makes sense that our world now still has a lot more herbivores than carnivores, just like back then. So let's talk about the different traits that they had to determine whether they were an herbivore or a carnivore. So if an herbivore likes to eat plants, they usually have dull or flat teeth. So that means that they're not very sharp. They didn't need sharp teeth because they're just eating leaves. If you're going to eat leaves all day, do you need these super sharp teeth to break them up? No, you don't. You don't need sharp teeth, so they didn't have sharp teeth. They also have a very large digestive system. So a digestive system is like your stomach. When you eat, your food goes through your digestive system into your stomach. Well, an herbivore has a larger digestive system because it has to eat more plants to fill itself up. Think about it. If you eat salad, you have to eat a lot more salad than you do meat to make yourself full. Well, same thing works for dinosaurs. If they were only eating plants, they had to eat a lot more plants to get full. So they have a larger digestive tract, which means when you look at them, they usually have a much longer stomach. So like their body, their torso, the middle of their body, where their stomach would be, is much longer because they need that extra room to fit all those extra plants they have to eat to make sure that they're nice and full. They also have cheek pouches. So the most famous one I can think of off the top of my head is the Brachiosaurus. He's the dinosaur with a really long neck. He has big cheeks. Well, they have big cheeks to store those extra plants that they're eating. As they're eating leaves, those Brachiosaurus like to eat lots of leaves at once. And so they need a nice big cheek to fill so that they can fill up their cheeks. Now, carnivores have a lot more things to distinguish them. So our carnivores are our meat eaters. They have long, strong legs because they have to chase their prey. Herbivores, the plants don't move. They just stay there. So they don't need to be able to move fast because the plants aren't moving from them. The carnivores have to chase their food. So they need really strong legs to be able to do that. If your food's going to run away from you, you have to be fast, right? You have to have strong legs. They also have large, strong jaws. Now, your jaw is this part of your mouth. Your jaw is what opens and closes. So if he's eating another animal, like let's think of a bunny rabbit. If you're eating a bunny rabbit, you have to be able to chomp that bunny rabbit. It's a whole lot harder to chomp than a leaf. So their jaws are much stronger than the herbivores. They also have very sharp teeth because they have to be able to pull their prey apart to eat it in small bites so that they don't choke. They also, this has to go along with those long, strong legs. They have a lot of parts of their body that is made to help them be able to get to their prey faster. They have to have good eyesight because they have to be able to see their prey because it moves. Whereas the herbivore, he doesn't have to have good eyesight because a plant doesn't move. They also have to have a good sense of smell because they're so big, they can't really sneak up very well on an animal. But if they smell it from far away, then they can try to get to it faster before the other small animal realizes that there's that big dinosaur behind them. They also have a large brain because they have to think of traps. They have to be able to set a trap in order to catch their prey. Many carnivores are also social hunters, which means they like to hunt with other dinosaurs. So, like the most common, the one that I think of is the velociraptor. They hunt in packs because they'll actually surround the prey with all the dinosaurs so that the prey can't run away. So they have a large brain in order to be able to think of those plans and to where they can catch their prey. And the last thing I have on here is claws. They have very sharp claws, which we talked about a little when we were looking at our fossils. And we had talked about how their feet, that like more the rounded foot is kind of like an herbivore, and the carnivores have more pointy and sharper claws. And that's just because they have to be able to grab their prey and they can tear it apart if needed, which I know. Not something we want to think about, but that was the life of a dinosaur. So, we've talked about some of the different traits that they have. Carnivore is made to eat meat, which is why most of its traits have to deal with eating meat. It has the sharp teeth, the sharp claws. It has to be able to catch its prey, so it has to have really strong legs, good eyes, a good sense of smell, so a really strong nose, and it has to have a strong jaw to be able to chew it. Our herbivores don't have to catch their prey because it just grows on a bush or on a tree. They kind of got the easy life, didn't they? They just have to eat the leaves, but they have to eat a lot of leaves to make up for their diet. So they don't get as full as fast, so they had to eat more, so they have that larger digestive tract, which means they have a longer stomach, okay? So Mrs. Arnold has 4 dinosaurs here, and you have to help me decide whether it's a carnivore or an herbivore. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. So first up, we have this guy. So take a look at his feet. The first thing I notice is that really sharp claw. He also stands on 2 legs. Look at his nice strong legs. They're nice and muscular. And look at those teeth. He has pointy teeth and he has claws. So what would this dinosaur be? Would he be a carnivore or an herbivore? Would he eat the leaves? Or is he gonna hunt down his own meat? He is a carnivore. Great job. Okay, our next one. We have this guy. Take a look at his feet. Does he have any claws? Nope. Look at his legs. They're kind of short and stubby. Does he look like he'd be a good runner? No. Look at his torso. Look how long and how big his stomach is. He also has a long neck, which we didn't really talk about the necks, but think about that. He has to have a long neck to be able to reach really high. So, is he going to eat leaves or is he going to eat meat? Herbivore or carnivore? What do you think? Well, I didn't show you his teeth. His teeth are kind of hard to see because they're not very sharp. He is an herbivore. Okay, here's our next one. Let's do this guy. This is our next dinosaur. So look at his feet. No claws. Short, stubby legs again. Not going to make the best runner. Nice, long digestive tract. And his mouth isn't open, so we can't really see his teeth. What do you think he could be? This is an herbivore. Some herbivores, even have built-in protection on them. So he is an herbivore, which means carnivores would try to eat him. And so his body has these spikes to protect him, and he has this really strong tail to try to protect himself from being eaten. But he is an herbivore. We have one more dinosaur. This one, I bet you know right away what he is. But let's talk through it. Let's look at his feet first. He does not have the round feet. He has pointy toes with claws. He has hands, little arms. But look at his legs. They are long, they are strong, which means he'd be a good runner. And look at those teeth. Big, sharp teeth, a big, strong jaw. What would he be? A carnivore. He is a carnivore. He likes to eat meat. Okay, well, that is all I have for you today. I am out of dinosaurs. I wish we could sort some more, but Mrs. Arnold only owns 4 dinosaurs. I hope you learned something about herbivores and carnivores and how the dinosaurs line up to that. But I will see you all next time. Bye.